Hi guys, this is Max, and today we're gonna work on some really cool techniques that you can use with your client when they have back pain, scapula pain, rotator pain, everything that is bothering the middle back and thoracic muscle. They can give a headache, they can give a problem sleeping or even studying or working. So we always start with some warming up. And after you warm up, of course, we're gonna go to the first real technique, that is a crab pinchers. But it works all the muscle, the trap, the upper trap, the interspinalis, the multifidus, they are more deep in the neck, deeper in the neck. If you wanna follow me, you can find me on Max King Fitness in Instagram. I offer mostly physical therapy and osteopathy technique. You will be curious to watch, I think, and even some training. I offer everything. But anyway, this is the way I approach the massage. I always try to mix different technique from different part, like Michael Myers, anatomy trains, Rolfing, Thai massage, sport, Swedish. And I try to create the best way to make my client comfortable, relax, and feel at the best, and for perform and in a functional and conditioning way when he goes to the gym, when or just for health, or just to get rid of pain. So here we have the names. The names is invented by me. I couldn't really find any literature about the name for massage, so what came to mind with creativity, I put it down. So this, for example, the elbow sliders is a really great way to work the fascia from the middle trap all the way to the upper trap. It's I like to mix and transfer from one technique to the other to create a flow. Even if the techniques are different from different styles, I always try to mix it to the point that the client doesn't know what's gonna happen. They feel, oh, he was working my trap, and now all of a sudden he's working my shoulder. But I felt right. It has to feel right for you. The more you relax into the technique, the more you can breathe, the more you can get in touch with the client, breathing and skin and tissue, and the more you will feel that you are in a state of complete relaxation yourself. You are kind of in the flow. You are like in that state where the creativity is able to express itself, and it is expressed by your hands, it's expressed by your body, it's expressed by the way you use your finger, and the more you express it, the more you're able to heal your client. So it's a fantastic gift that you give to yourself and to your patient. Here we start working on the rhomboid, on the medial traps, and you got to consider this. Every time you work a rhomboid, you got to be aware that the rhomboid is attached to the spleni muscle by the fascia and to the serratus muscle. So on the spiral line, they are all connected. So it can happen that maybe you're working on the shoulder and you are able to release the splenic muscle on the opposite side in the neck, and vice versa. If you work on the neck on the opposite side, it might happen that you are able to release some pain on the shoulder. So always try, when you look at the back, at the neck pain and the shoulder pain, always try to consider this interconnection. It's really important to have a more precise way of treating your client. And this technique, for example, it's really good for releasing the traps. It's another kind of pinch. It's so what you're doing, you just like grab the tissue and you do little rock with your thumb, and generally you work on a trigger point, and you stay for obviously reason, I'm not gonna stay longer on the technique. But generally, when you find the trigger point, you wanna stay there until it goes away. Generally, is consider a time of 1 minute as a max until the pain goes away. If the pain doesn't go away, start doing another technique and go back to the trigger point. For example, what I'm doing now is stretching and contracting the muscle passively. That helps to release, in this case, the upper traps. Always after tough work on the fascia, always you want to go easy on the client, trying to give some kind of effleurage that make them more comfortable. Another way to work on the traps is sitting and change a little bit the angle of the shoulder. In this way, you have more. You can work better on the shoulder. You can move the shoulder away. You can, and you're even more comfortable to the point that, as I said, the more comfortable you are, the more you pass this sense of relaxation to the client. Right now, this elbow slice that I'm doing, this is the way you got to go. This is the tempo you have to use. Or I think, in my opinion, is really helpful to use to get the best release of the fascia. Another way to work the supraspinatus, for example, is in the opposite position. There are a ton of techniques I could show you, but it's a general massage. So for today, we're gonna see just this one, but it's actually pretty pleasurable to receive. Then I'm gonna work fastly on the infraspinatus. Infraspinatus muscles are really often pretty tight. There are like 2 or 3 points there that are really tight. And I change the position of the arms. I always want to work in different angle because I found that the body react different to the angle you put it in. So, for example, I even like working the sideline because allow you to work the muscle in a totally different position. This is another great technique for paraspinal, and the way you go deep here is super important. And again, the passage, the flow is a big component here. Again, you can see how you work on the fascia all the way to the lumbar, and then some petrissage of a QL all the way to the shoulder. I integrate this stretch. I found pretty difficult to do because some clients are really heavy. But if you can stretch the chest in this way, they really feel it. They feel really a great release in the chest and in the front. Here we have another vision from the top. Again, rocking the boat. Again, working on the neck, up and down. Generally what I do, I work one side and then I work on the other side, and then I try to connect them together, working the paraspinal all the way to the neck. And then again, I go to one side to do work the lumbar and the other side to work the other lumbar, and then reconnect again. It's everything. It's mostly about connectivity between the different parts of the body, and the brain, the left and the right brain. As you know, when you work on the right part of the body, you work on the left pathway in the brain, and vice versa. So a way to reconnect them together, it's actually work them together in a double way down the spine. Remember, when you're working your muscle, you're working two pathway. You're working the dorsal lemniscal pathway, and you work the spinal thalamic pathway, where the one that is picking up like pain and temperature, while the dorsal lemniscal pathway is picking up crude touch, vibration. So it's a pretty overwhelming work that you're doing on the brain. That's why it's so important. That's why I develop serotonin, develop oxytocin, release serotonin, and in that way it's actually reducing cortisol level and increase GABA level. That is really good for the brain, really good to get rid of all this malaise we have in this society that is always pushing us to do the best of ourselves, but that has a price on our well-being, has a price on our body, has a price, and sometimes it's developing pain, stiffness, headaches, and massage is a great therapy. That's why I love it. That's why it's so important that we will get so acquainted with massage, even people with their partners, with their friends, with just giving massage to each other. Touch is so important, and that's why this pandemic has made us so lonely and so away from touch, so away from everything that is important in life. And touch is one of these senses. We are getting desensitized. We are getting away from our human being, from being a human being. So that's why it's important to touch each other. That's why I'm a big proponent, and I believe in this. I really believe strongly that touch can change some aspect of our life for the best. So that's why I think learning massage is important. Learning how to make your client feel good, your partner feel good, it's the most important thing you can do in this time right now. Thank you very much. I hope you like it, and subscribe.